All right, buddy. I'm ready. Here.
I use.
Hold on, buddy. Will you run through all these state capitals? What state is this?
That's Kentucky.
What's the capital of Kentucky?
It's Frankfurt.
Yeah, Frankfurt. What about this state?
Who's
That's Indiana. What's the capital of Indiana?
that? It's Apples.
All right. What about this state? Illinois.
Where's Mississippi?
Oh, Mississippi's down here. What's the capital of Mississippi?
It's Jackson.
Jackson. What about this state? Alabama. What's the capital of Alabama?
It's Montgomery.
Yeah. What about this state? Louisiana. What's the capital of Louisiana?
It's Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Or here's Tennessee. What's the capital of Tennessee?
It's Nashville.
Yeah. What about Florida?
Tallahassee.
Yeah. What about Georgia?
Atlanta.
Yeah. What about North Carolina?
It's Raleigh.
Raleigh. What about South Carolina?
It's Columbia.
Yeah. What about Ohio?
It's Columbus.
Yeah. What about Michigan?
It's Lansing.
Yeah, Lansing. What about West Virginia?
It's Charleston.
Charleston. What about Virginia?
It's Richmond.
Richmond. What about Maryland?
It's Annapolis.
What about Delaware?
It's Delaware.
It's what?
Dover.
Dover, yeah. What about Pennsylvania?
It's Harrisburg.
Harrisburg. What about New Jersey?
It's Trenton.
Trenton. What about New York?
It's Albany.
Albany. What about Connecticut?
It's Hartford.
Hartford. What about Rhode Island?
It's Providence.
Providence. What about Massachusetts?
Boston.
Boston. Great job. What about Vermont?
It's Vermont.
Montpelier. What about New Hampshire?
It's Concord.
What about Maine?
It's Augusta.
Augusta. What about Wisconsin?
It's Madison.
Yeah. What about Illinois?
It's Springfield.
Springfield. What about Arkansas?
It's Little Rock.
Little Rock. What about Missouri?
It's Trenton.
Missouri? What's the capital of Missouri?
It's Jefferson City.
Jefferson City. What about Iowa?
It's Des Moines.
What about Minnesota?
It's St. Paul.
St. Paul. What about North Dakota?
It's Bismarck.
Bismarck? Here. What about South Dakota?
It's Pierre.
Pierre. What about Nebraska?
It's Lincoln.
Lincoln. What about Kansas?
It's
It's what?
the
What state is that? Is that Colorado?
Colorado is Denver.
Denver. What about Oklahoma?
It's Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. What about Texas?
It's Austin.
Austin. What about New Mexico?
It's Santa Fe.
Yeah. What about Arizona?
It's Phoenix.
Yeah. What about Utah?
It's Salt Lake City.
Yeah. What about Wyoming?
It's Cheyenne.
What about Nevada?
It's Carson City.
What about California?
Sacramento.
Yeah. What about Oregon?
It's Salem.
Salem. What about Washington?
It's Olympia.
Olympia. What about Idaho?
It's Brady.
Yeah. What about Montana?
It's Helena.
Helena. What about Alaska?
It's Juno.
Juneau. And what about Hawaii?
It's Honolulu.
Honolulu. And what's the capital of the United States?
It's Providence.
What? The capital of the United States?
It's Washington.
Washington, D.C.? Good job, buddy.
Washington, D.C.
That's right.